Ryan, you're going to cook us something you say is quite simple, but other people might find it a little more difficult. Tell me a bit about it.
Well, what we're going to do is going to do a roast chicken, but you're absolutely right. So roast chicken is not easy to do anyway, but it's simple in that they're not complicated steps, and that's how I think we should look at cookery these days, that we should make sure they're not complicated steps, unless of course that's what you're trying to do. But for most of us, we want it to smell nice, look nice, but really want it to taste nice. Sure. So we've got some tomatoes and spring onions here, and a wee bit of garlic. I don't know about you, but garlic always tells me I'm in the kitchen.
Love the smell, love it.
So the name's Turner, as you know, so it means that we have to have butter in it. So butter goes in here, and we just put that to gently warm through. And we chopped up the spring onions, just wipe my hands here, and I've just got some garlic in there. Now the great thing about garlic for me these days, because my mum sadly passed away as a young lady, she never actually experienced garlic, you know. We never had garlic in this country, proper, using it as an ingredient. Until after the last World War. So butter's in the pan, just melted, spring onions, and the nice thing is, although there's a recipe for this, there isn't really a recipe. You put odds and sods of whatever you want in there. And the thing is, it's just to let it soften up, just let those flavours, the spring onions and the garlic just come. And it is a thing to remember when you are cooking with garlic, that it does go very bitter when it's burnt. But I'm going to take the seeds out because I don't really want everything to get too runny when I put it into the chicken and liquid. But for whatever you do, don't throw those away either. Just stick them in the freezer, stick them in the fridge, and next time you're making a sauce, bung them in there, and it's good for practicing your knife. So now all you do is you just chop up your tomato concasse. As I say, you can leave it in petals if you like, or just whisk it into a dice there. Same size as our spring onions. Yeah. So it all becomes as one, and that will become the stuffing then for our chicken. You need to do this first because you need to let it go cold. So we'll put it into the fridge. I just really like, it makes me remember that I'm a chef again when I just got a knife in my hand and just rocking on there and rabbiting away to somebody. Okay, so all I'm going to do quickly now is put that into the butter. When we finish. And once again, just soften it up a little bit. Don't lose any flavours, you know. I'm just going to put some Maldon Salt in there, just a little bit.
Just a sprinkle? Not
too much, because I'm going to put some on the outside as well of the chicken.
Right.
Just put it into a stainless steel bowl and stick that in the fridge. Right, lovely chicken. Our chickens in this country are getting better.
Yes.
But the trick is to pay as much as you can afford for a really good chicken. It's a lovely size, great shape. We'll feed 4, but I'm just going to do this for 2. Okay. This is the only dodgy bit. So I need people to be a bit careful here, but we'll just pull those legs like that. It can't feel a thing, so we're okay. And then just release the skin. And this is what we're going to do is to produce a crown of chicken. So we're going to take the legs off, but in one piece. If you don't want to do it in one piece, don't worry about it, but it's nice to just take it off in one piece like that. And then give it a good thwack, mind your fingers, and then we're through, okay? And I'm going to just take out the wishbone because it's easier to carve afterward. And if you're a brain surgeon, then you'll know exactly what I'm doing here. If you're not, pay attention. So all we're going to do now is just quickly release that bone that's in there. Okay. And so that when we carve it, we don't have to worry about it because it's already out. So the idea is to scrape it, so see, very carefully. But the nice thing about this is that nobody actually sees. So if you cut into the meat, no one will actually notice, except you. And as you do it, more often you do it, the easier it gets. Sure. Once we've released it there, so you now see the bone, the wishbone there, just run your finger and thumb up there. Try not to break it, but whatever you do, don't panic if you break it. It comes out like that, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take these off here, the wingtips, because they sort of get in the way. Where we've released, we've taken the bone out, now just release the skin from the flesh and just try and get a little pouch in there. That's looking good in there, nice and released. And each time just bring it back to the shape of the chicken. And all we do now is you just treat it like a little envelope.
Okay.
And then
so don't overload it when you
don't overload it, and then just quickly just go back to this shape of the chicken. Just respect the shape of the chicken. We'll stick a bit of oil in there.
Makes sense.
Then what we're going to do is quickly take some more of our Maldon sea salt. Flakes, have we got plenty there? And these are cumin seeds. Smell lovely. I think the beauty of this dish is it doesn't have to be spring onions and tomatoes. It could be a bit of pepper, it could be a bit of sweet corn, parsley, garlic, whatever you like. And the same here, whatever spices you've got. We won't put it all on here, we'll keep a little for presentation. So we'll just sprinkle a little bit. 180 degrees, about 30 minutes. It's a little long time. I want it to rest for 10 or 15 minutes afterwards. I want moist chicken. You can always cook it a little bit more if it's underdone. You can't undercook it if it's overcooked.
So this resting, which we hear about with beef and lamb, but it's the same with chicken.
It's the same with all meat. 30 minutes later, I take a spoonful of this, just baste it. You take that now, I put it into that bowl just to keep it warm. I'm going to turn it over a couple of times, but just let it sit there, nice and warm, and to get the moisture to go through it. Okay. Now, we need a drop of white wine in here. Now, we're going to make gravy, not sauce.
Okay.
We are in England. It is roast chicken. Please take the pan away from the heat. And all you can do is rinse round to get all our flavours together. And then I've got some chicken stock here. Make it with your bones, or otherwise you can use a good packet stuff. You don't need too much. You see how it's taken on the colour of the chicken, the bits in the bottom there, so it's darkened already in colour. It's starting to reduce, so we're going to get a good flavour. I'm a great fan of fresh parsley. And just cut it the last minute to get that freshness. And I've kept a little bit of the tomato and the spring onion that I didn't put into the chicken. So, we're going to finish the sauce. Have a quick taste. You know, it's moments like this when I realise just how good I am. That is going to be fantastic. Do that. I'm going to take some of this tomato, not too much. See, can you see it's thickening up there? I'm going to put the parsley in. Look at that, looks delicious, that isn't it? Remember the first thing I did was I put some butter in there. So I'm going to put some more butter in there. A real meat spoiler, that just sits over the top there. Got a little bit more. And there you have it, our roast chicken with spring onion and tomatoes.
Very nice too. Brian, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.